Alright, folks. We're back. Or I'm back, at least. Zombie Grub is busy eating a delicious hot dog, from what I understand. She actually showed me a quick glimpse of it. It had a really long slice of pickle on top. And I don't care how lewd it sounds, guys. Like, oh, I love putting pickles in my mouth. I love the taste of pickles. Just like... Anyways, that lewdness aside, don't... Somebody clipped that. I already know they did. Delete it, please. Looks like they're doing videos for a best of 5. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were saying best of 7. But if they're doing best of 5, that's awesome. Oh, it's your cat. Oh, it's Apollo. He's so cute. Look at that stretch.
Yeah, he's in my seat.
Oh, he's so cute. My cat's sleeping behind me. Hey, Millie.
Move, please.
Millie, you should come here. So I can show you
Move,
off.
please.
Show off her cat. You guys can just kind of see her little ears right there. She's cleaning herself. I'm going to zoom it in.
Move.
Oh, did he just make like a little chirpy sound when you try to get him to move?
He did, yes. Move, please.
Stupid cats being super duper adorables and cute. Alright, you do that while I try and coax mine out of her little hill. Hey, Millie. Come here. Come here.
Hello.
Come here.
Do you like to be on my lap? Okay.
Come on, it's not fair. She gets all the cats. You come be my cat. Come on. Oh, she's like moving away from me now. It's like, it's the opposite of working.
Just like I want our relation to be clear.
Yeah. Shut up, Zombie Grub. Don't ruin it for me. Alright, well, now she's being lewd. You guys don't watch my cat lick herself. That's not cool. Looks like map order's almost picked out and finished. Look, oh, I'm sorry, my cat sits on my lap. Oh, nice. My name's Zombie Grub. Millie, come here. Come here.
Purring.
Quit licking yourself. Come here. You know what? I've got another cat I can grab. If you won't be my cat, I'll use this cat then. Oh no, she thinks that, no, the broom's not for you. I'm not hitting you with the broom. I've never hit you with the broom. Why would you be scared of this?
Because it's... Oh, my cats are scared of brooms too. Because they look freaky.
Okay, of course they do. Millie, come back. Come back, I'm sorry. No, she just like left my room now. It's even worse. Okay, I got this cat.
What cat?
Oh, turn on the stream. It's like no delay. You'll see it. He's the best cat.
So... I'm still waiting. There's a, channel. Network delay? I don't understand. Is it the thing behind you? Oh, yeah. It's Cat Cattington?
He's even got a little bit of a... He's got a tie. Yes. I'm back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Cat Cattington making another appearance. You'll see I've updated my look since the last time we've spoken. Yes. Oh, sorry, I've got something on my whiskers. 1 second. Back in good old Germany, I had someone to take care of this for me, but... Fortunately, in this wasteland known as Canada, it should be Catnada, I have to do it myself. Oh, there's something over here too.
Okie dokie.
Well,
I don't know what you're doing on stream, but
well, Zombie Grub, I'm
amazing.
Excuse me. I'm grooming myself, as you see. Cats, unlike you dirty humans, like to be clean all the time.
Yo, sometimes my cat smells, but sometimes he smells great.
Yeah, sometimes I smell too, with my nose. Okay, let's get in the game. I gotta put this away. Because that's gonna get really stupid really quick. But it's finals time. It looks like players did agree ultimately on a best of 5. So yeah. That's what we've got going down. Spawning here on the top left side here for the grand finals of the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be the green Zerg player Guru.
In the bottom right, as the Reds Zerg, is Liquid TLO. But you see what Stajo tweeted about May? I didn't know that there was fan art like that. That definitely looks like, you know. And now I see May in a whole different light.
Well, I'll look in a moment. First, I want to give some thanks to DRK Boris for the 16-month resub. Says, Dark Boris. I know it's stumbled over sometimes. Well, there you go. Dark Boris. I'll try to remember that going forward. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. It's
That's
totally Yandere
creepy.
May. Yandere May.
Was that what they were going for?
Yandere May. Okay. Guru and TLO in a ZvZ, I think is going to be a really good matchup. And I think that it's going to be really on Guru more than I feel TLO. Either way, I would like to thank you guys for making the prize pool as awesome as it is. Currently sitting on $291 for prizing. Players will be walking away today with a bit of cash. Original prize pool was set to $150 for the winner, $50 for the loser, but of course we'll accommodate with the new funds that you guys have made available.
Really? I definitely heard differently.
What?
That is going to be winner take all.
No, this was definitely never winner take all.
Well, I don't know where I saw that or heard it. That's awkward.
Okay, well, we'll get myself banned again. We just awarded it up to me, and I'll pay out the players. Whatever.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. Because I can just... Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
Yo, I've definitely said this like 5 times through the broadcast.
Yeah, you probably have. I just, like, it didn't register with me that I had it different for whatever reason until just now as we're actually paying people out.
Shout out to Slimy Franco, by the way, for the 16-month resub. And one more time, just that reminder, guys, the second we're done with the finals, we're going to be hopping immediately into a new game altogether, sponsored by Namco, or Bandai Namco, Battle... Hang on, I'm going to mix this up.
Oh my god.
No, I've got it. Hang on. It's definitely Battle Line, but it's Steel Warfare?
Good job.
Nailed it. Anyways, it's a tank game. It's not at all like World of Tanks, actually. I've played World of Tanks a lot in the past. It's not like that at all, but it is a tank-based game, so it's worth checking out. Once again, click the link down below. Download it right now. Go play the tutorial. It's free to play. That's the best part. You won't have to pay anything for it. That way you can come join us on stream. Because apparently an update they did yesterday, as I was watching Maximus stream it, they introduced a new 25 vs 25 mode. Nation Wars, I believe it's nicknamed, so that'll be kind of interesting to jump into.
Interesting.
Anyways, Queen going to defend some of the things that were jumping into the natural. TLO not really going to take too much damage from this, and should be able to plug the wall against further run-bys. Oh, baby, though. Got to give a shout to All Day 1904 in chat. Says, I'm about to order a DX Racer thanks to the code BaseTradeTV. Now, of course, the sellout part of this is that saves them $20, and that's certainly really cool. But the better question is, which model did you order all day, and what color is it, more importantly?
Yo, when I won that DX Racer in Kings of the North...
You caused a lot of trouble for me here on the channel.
One guy is what you told me.
Yeah, I'm just exaggerating, but go on.
God. Yeah, I was like trying to figure out what to do with it, and for those of you who don't know, I guess I gave it away to someone in need, of course. But I was like,
I would have charged Nancy at least cuddles for that chair.
She gave me a hug. No, but I really wanted to know like what color it was or like what type it was, and no one had any information because I was like, well, maybe I'll just give her my old chair.
Well, I'm like 99%.
Scratched up the cat stuff.
I was gonna say, I'm like 99% sure because it was through Chairs for Gaming, I believe, too, right? That, especially with us knowing them, they would have just given you whatever the fuck you wanted. Like, oh, you like to upgrade it to a bigger model than they currently were giving away?
Actually.
Like,
yeah, because they didn't have it, so it, probably could have asked for a specific type. But anyway, I was like, 'cause like my chair is so sturdy, it works, it's great, whatever. But like, there's some cool like colored ones, like.
Okay, so All Day, by the way, does link his. I just had to look it up. Black on black. It's very sleek looking and not a bad chair. In fact, I think it's the model I used to have prior to this one.
Ah.
Or at least it looks like it. It might actually be newer. I don't know the model numbers. But anyways, Roach Wars on deck. And TLO sets up with a really nice concave at the top of the ramp. He also gets first shots fired. A little bit less roaches, but that's okay because Defender's advantage will kick in shortly. Guru does come in with 17 to the 12 roaches of TLO. But TLO not scared to take a fight, tentative to really dedicate, but really just playing a bit of hit-and-run games here with Guru. The nice thing is while he fights on creep like this, the tentative engagements gives him that almost pseudo-speed advantage. But Guru has laid down a lot of creep through the middle of the map, that highway, if you will, so reinforcements will be on the front lines sooner than later.
Yeah, they really need to mimic each other quite a bit. So like even drones, even army, even upgrades, just a fair advantage working out for TLO. So he's gonna push this back. I don't think Guru expected much else, but I didn't want him to get so far ahead of that third base.
This Gear's probably gonna be kind of used against him, but as TLO over pushes, he's got to realize like his roaches are a little bit low on that front line. Unless he's gonna turn them into Ravagers, they're gonna pop off very quickly.
Yeah, not really any ground gain from either player. Like I said, I think that Guru just wanted to make sure that TLO didn't take advantage of the faster third base, because he only had a couple of drones, right? He only just made it in the round. And now they both have third bases, they can get back into both, going for more economy. Guru should probably get like 7 more drones, in fact, but holding strong with the army supply and a bit faster into the +2 upgrade. TLO getting quite bold with his queens. Okay.
Yeah, actually.
So far, from creep.
It's not just those off creep too, but these are a lot of like really high energy transfused queens. If those were to get picked off, that would be a massive loss. Yeah, that being said, you talked about the drone counts and everything else being pretty similar, and it seems to be still the case. Production still just funneling straight into roaches. TLO might only have like a 2 drone lead, but we look at the income graph. He's actually been kicking ass because he's had that third base up way longer and mining more efficiently than Guru.
Yeah, so it's gonna start, I think, affecting him a little bit. It's like, yeah, like in the army supply. And Guru, well, it's come down to that time, actually. And this doesn't happen so often. There's been so many other games of, you know, they die at Ling Baneling, or it's the all-in versus the Spire, or all-in versus, you know, the guy who got the layer and the upgrade. That to see the game be as even as it is with roaches, same tech, come down to that time, like, okay, who chooses to go for, like, Tunneling Claws? Who chooses to add on, like, a Baneling Nest, which I don't think it's really done anymore, like, into the Void. That's, like, a Heart of the Storm thing. A couple of people have been adding on Hydralisk Ends again.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering when Lurkers will come back into rotation, because I always think back to those Damaga games where how insanely one-sided Lurkers made games look when it had roaches be the emphasis. But it's going to be Spire for TLO. And still a question mark up for Guru. If he's going to dedicate it to continue just roaches, it's not necessarily a terrible idea. But there's this degree of, like, you're only going to have these work until TLO gets a certain amount of Mutalisks out. Once there's 10 plus, dealing with roaches is actually not so problematic.
This very late Spire, this additional tech kind of Spire, is a pretty good move, I would say. Like, if you can get away with it, that is. If you don't die because you have 200 less of roaches. So it's actually TLO who's trying to distract and move out here. It doesn't quite work out that way.
Yeah, I think he really wanted to sneak into that natural base given the opportunity, but as he backs away, I was actually closing windows, and I never actually realized I had, I guess, left Reddit open in the background and not checked it. New patch previews, but more importantly, separate MMRs. Yo, this is what we're talking about in a lot of big ways, but maybe we'll save that for when the game's not going on. Funny enough, because that's going to make the game a lot more fun and a lot less dangerous to play. Like, okay, I'm Masters League, but I don't want to tank it because I'm playing Zerg to learn how to play. Like, anyways, plenty of Mutalisks soon to come, but only 4 to start.
Yeah, not that much gas. Guru goes into a Hydralisk Den and Burrow, so we might get Tunneling Claws in addition later, or it might just be for... it's that point where they are both starting to get a lot of income, bank, that's the word. A lot of bank because they're both almost maxed out.
Oh my god,
economy? A bit more trouble. Yeah. Yeah.
Just to note that people bring stuff on stream about frame issues. We are definitely not dropping frames, but we're just straight up losing frames in StarCraft. Like, this is not the regular 60 FPS as usual, and I'm not saying it's connected to whatever's going on with that Twitter, like, mind-blown moment discovered by TLO this morning, but we've definitely been having frame rate issues today, and I don't know why.
Oh, this is surprising. TLO allowed to get up on top of this ramp. That's something that Guru has been pretty good about not letting it happen. The Mutas don't help out as much
I love this flank, though. This is going to be huge. Coming from that left side, the Mutas draw some of the army away. This allows TLO to get a nice pincer move in. Guru's still fighting with a nice army supply. He's going for a lot of Hydralisks behind this, but TLO's winning this Roach War fight.
Yeah. I think it's a lot less to do with the Mutas and a lot more to do just with how many roaches were coming from behind, killing the Hydras, killing the Ravagers.
They've been picked off at this point.
Able to win this game.
He takes a really nice fight for his troubles, but that investment out of TLO is a lot more expensive than it was for Guru. Guru, who, by the way, who has finally added in those Hydras, I think the reason we don't see this as often anymore is they fill that same role as the Ravager, right? It shoots over the range of the roaches. Their damage is good, but not amazing. This situation calls for them, though, because there were mutas in play. TLO didn't continue to invest in those, however, and now I'm wondering if Massive Roach Ravager would beat Roach Hydra.
Sometimes it can. It actually happened in Heart of the Swarm, too, before Ravagers were a thing. Like, Mass Roaches just beat out Mass Roach Hydra if you had the correct surround and, you know, the upgrades and everything like that. But it's kind of TLO's only choice. You know, he goes back into mutas. He's going to get 4 again, which is not a very impressive amount, and he's going to, what, kill like a queen or something? Like, it's not going to be too helpful.
I love the false evolution chamber to block out that Roach Tunneling Claws move, by the way. That was really clever out of TLO. Really smart.
Mm-hmm. I was still like thinking about that fight, and it was so close, really, to getting this perfect situation where he had the back attack and the side attack and whatnot. It looked so good, and then very quickly dipping down 30 army supply. I think TLO also was hoping that it would just have won and pushed through. Also, not really too. Something the Muta thing did not end up working out either, which I think is a big deal, contributing to TLO's what I think is going to be an eventual loss here. Guru is pushing in, trying to do kind of similar tactics to what TLO did, coming in from the side as well. That can sometimes backfire.
His side is exposed, and I think he should have gone for the Hydras before the Roaches. These really squishy, weak units, that would have been a freebie had he realized that was coming on the right side so early, but unfortunately a little bit late to the party. Roach count down, production not where it needs to be. GG's get called, and Guru takes game number 1 here in the finals. A lot of people asking about the APM. We need like a disclaimer that just constantly broadcasts across the screen whenever we cast TLO. So first off, actually, we don't have this option often, but rarely for once, TLO is streaming while we're casting his matches. If you guys want to see how that crazy APM looks, go to his channel. I'm not sure if he's using his keyboard cam today or not, but sometimes he does have a keyboard cam up. That being said, I will identify that the issue, I'm using air quotes here, with the APM comes from the way he hotkeys things, and StarCraft doesn't like it. And StarCraft doesn't know how to process it, so StarCraft's like, you must be just doing a billion APM. So, there's your explanation, guys.
Amazing. See, TLO's ready. Next map's going to be New Gettysburg. Look, have fun.
Yeah, let's hop right into it. We'll save the commercial break for after this one. But alright, so that first game, I think the problem I always see is like when it's Roach versus Roach to any degree, before you see the Spire put down, before you see the decision of Hydras or anything else, it is a game that can go back and forth, dependent a lot less on macro, I feel, and a lot more on how you handle your engagements. And for me, like towards the end there, obviously the mutas were dying, and I got a little bit caught up in the moment, but it was cool watching TLO's decision making. Oh, what could that mean? It could mean only one thing. Spawning the bottom right side of the map, it's going to be the early pull-in green Zerg player, Guru.
In the bottom left, as the red Zerg, he's Liquid Flow.
So I was just going to say, though, right there towards the end, like I think TLO in most situations can take better engagements and better ways to play the game, but remarks do need to be sent out to Guru because he did take that game and a couple of his fights, even though it didn't look so initially good for him. A lot more brute force out of this guy, though. We know him to be that sort of player, too. TLO is like the ultimate guy when it comes to finesse. Guru is like the ultimate guy when it comes to brute force. And I guess we're going to see whether savagery will win out or not.
Well, this isn't as brute force as it could be. No gas. It's not going to be banelings or lings or anything like that. But it is going to be savage, and that TLO is kind of going for the greediest build right now. So this is, I think, the ideal situation for this early pool. You can actually kill the hatchery now because the spawning pool was so damn late. I think TLO even added like an extra drone before getting that spawning pool. So I think it's pretty sure it's the latest you can do, barring like a 3 hatcher for a pool. So he's gonna figure this out soon. That Guru early pulled. Ovid's gonna see the links move across the bridge, and there's not much you can really do about it. If you cancel your hatchery, then they go and kill a couple of drones. If you don't cancel your hatchery, then you're probably going to be able to defend it. That said, if TLO pulls the drones, and doesn't lose any and saves the hatchery, he will be in a really good position. That's what he's gonna try and do. He has like a couple more drones he would have with another build.
Yeah, well, it sucks that he has to do it. Like, you're really forced into this situation, and I don't blame him for getting caught a little off guard by this. There's no reason to expect that early pool on New Gettysburg. And again, Guru may not have been.
Just save this.
He
has 8 lanes on the way.
He's getting close. I'm gonna check the income graphs too, though, because while this goes on, he has been taking some pretty nasty like mineral losses through that. But as he goes back to mining, should be made better for it.
Yeah, he's actually doing okay. Just, you know, pulling away from the drones every time the Lings went to attack, by the way, because if he actually tries to save the hatchery by battling it out with the drones and he loses like 7 drones, but doesn't lose the hatchery, that's still like very significant, right? But having lost, what, 1 drone? 0 drones. 0 drones gone down. Hatchery lives with like a significant amount of health too. This isn't one of those things where he's going to be coming in later with speeds and sniping it. I think a TLO is like in a really good position. He's up workers. He's got faster speed. He can get to banelings as well and start his own attack and like a mid-game attack. This did not work out, I think, as Guru wanted it to.
No, but even this failing the way it did, I don't think it puts him so far out of the game as some other builds might. But it is certainly not the optimal position to be in. As TLO finishes up his baneling nest, Guru's going to have to find a way to compete with that, and either banelings of his own variety or just more queens, or hell, even a spine crawler. But none of those things seem to be on the way for him.
Yeah. This baneling nest, man. TLO. He could do a lot of damage while also expanding, you know? Like, he gets his 3rd base because he has the excess minerals. That's fine. It's actually what you do in New Gettysburg if it was like a normal game, because then you start attacking each other's 3rds, trying to deny them. The TLO actually tries to get a scout. I'm not sure if he saw the evolution chamber. He saw something building back there. Yeah. Hopefully he clicked on it, realized an evolution chamber. So that's going to be helpful for some time. That is not the same as having a baneling nest. You can morph banelings right then and there. This is Carapace is going to be finished in 114 seconds.
You know, my only concern would be if he mistook that for a Roach Warren and then like paused his attack. But I really think going through strong with Lings is the answer. Overlord on the map getting picked off slowly. Link's going to run by these queens. No, they're going to attack these queens, try and keep that Overlord alive. Because supply being a pretty big deal right now. Middle of the map, we had those Lings attempt to run by 2 for Guru. Has to bring them back as TLO gives chase through the center. Still, though, no really, like, mass amount of banelings being made. TLO's also going for +1 behind this, by the way. On melee. Yeah. That's really interesting to me.
He added on the evolution chamber, actually, pretty much as he secondary scouted the evolution chamber. Let's talk about the upgrade events in a little bit. The banelings form here, and this is where Guru might have a little bit of trouble. Takes a pretty good hit on the left side.
Yeah. For TLO, by the way, the reason I really like the +1 melee, not only is it going to counter the +1 Carapace, so you still have the one-shot Zergling dynamic going on, but it will give his Lings more power to kill queens and perhaps get on top of drones and hatcheries a little bit faster.
Yeah. The only downside is, of course, that if you do end up transitioning fully and entirely into roaches, you just have this upgrade that's a little miscellaneous. Like, Lings are always going to be useful enough to build and run around and whatnot, but... Yeah,
you're always going to want like a little bit for cannon fodder. You want something that can potentially just run around the map. Banelings, I don't think will ever fall out of fashion. But regardless, they are both moving towards roaches that they'll follow up. And TLO has yet to really take advantage of his Ling control.
Yeah, the fact that he had faster baneling and Ling speed didn't actually play that big of a part. He just never... He went for the 3rd base, he went for a couple extra drones, the larva pop wasn't as fast as it maybe could have been if he had, you know, gone for the Lings earlier, so... Everything worked out for Guru okay. He's still behind in this game, though. Like, he's been behind on economy the entire time, really, aside from the port where he had to pull the drones. And that's really reflecting in the army supply right now.
I love how TLO's going to put these banelings on the map scattered in, and he was trying to bait all these Lings into them. Unfortunately, not all of them took hits, and TLO... Yeah, he's going to live a little bit longer, but his banelings are not going to get any real damage done. Now that we move on towards those roaches, though, TLO's still not going for his own, just a couple here and there, as Guru continues to just pile in the production with them. This is something where, excuse me, I guess there's a little bit more than a couple. I didn't realize he had made so many. But I was going to point out, the +1 melee I still like for this situation. And that is going to be because it'll help the Lings not just buffer a bit, sure, but do some actual damage to the roaches, while TLO's come in and do the big damage from behind. Coming to the attack with 13's not bad. It's the 27 Lings that really look better for me at the units tab when it's judging who's got what for this fight.
Judgy. It's looking pretty good for TLO's attack, especially as Guru is still getting a lot of his army off to the right side, consolidating. There we go. I guess TLO is waiting for his Ravagers. So Guru is gonna have a bit of a high ground for like a second. Not even. Doesn't even get like a better concave on the high ground, which is what I expected him to do. Still pretty clumped up on the left side. Queens go down. They couldn't provide transfuses.
Bailey's looking to go to that mineral line. Sneaking on through. Even just hitting some of the roaches wouldn't be too bad. That extra splash damage is always going to be nice. But TLO, while doing some very nice damage in this attack, hasn't won the game with it.
No, now he's actually down in army supply. A lot to do with the gas income, I would say.
He did kill a significant amount of drones, enough to bring him, like, not 20 workers ahead, but he's up almost 10. The income graph has been heavily in his favor for a long time.
Yeah, he's extended his drone lead. So even though he dips down in army supply for a little bit here, I don't think that's going to be devastating. He will fall behind in upgrades. Technically, he already did, because again, how much of the lings really help when it came to the main engagements. But now he's going to be like a full 1-1 down on his roaches, if that's really what he's going to be focusing on.
Yeah, it depends on what type of fight comes in, though. That upgrade difference could make a big deal. It also might have no impact. All depends on numbers this early. Later on, when you're both maxed out, yeah, upgrades are key, but TLO getting a couple more drone kills here and there. Oh, I love this attack in the third. It's a small dedication of lings, but they are just chipping through this.
Yep, 6 more down. This is larva that Guru puts into drones, and of course, just he needs more drones. You need to put the income into it. So still not at a great count, but with 11 more on the way, that will put him pretty perfectly. They didn't realize he hadn't gotten lair, so that's affecting his upgrades. It's like 2-2 or 2 attack when it started, but obviously not without lair. And of course, roach speed hasn't started. So TLO will continue to have like some pretty great map control. Even as Guru tries to get lings across, like kudos on him to try and get similar attacks, as TLO's been getting these kind of freebie drones, but it's not working out quite as well. And TLO still has a lead. It's bumped back, by the way, too. I guess he just had to wait maybe for his larva. Actually, I think it was the gas that he was waiting for, as he just now took all of his gases.
Right, but when we look at the income graph, it really tells you the true story of how this has been. So while on the units tab, this looks somewhat even, it's really not and hasn't been. But okay, as the roaches decide to try and take a fight, TLO's doing a move he's done it many times in the past, and we'll see if the tunneling claws and burrow matters or not. If he loses all the roaches and has nothing to tunneling claw or burrow afterwards, that could certainly suck. So dedication to this is going to be questionable and only worth it if he can definitively find a way to take this fight. But loses the fight on the bridge, now being pushed back with the main force of his army, and Guru, he's got defender's advantage in a big way.
Was this Corsair killing his forming Ravagers?
I don't know, it's too hard to tell. There's no way to identify them, that's what sucks.
I think it was. The Ravagers of Guru are now the ones being cancelled, but TLO is not able to break Guru. And Guru, I mean, he's not getting closer to taking the game back, funnily enough, despite, like, holding on for so long. He's pretty consistent at the disadvantage he's at, which is, like, 10, 20 army supply down and 7 to 10 workers down. It's been consistent over the past 10 minutes. But those upgrades are still a pretty big deal. The Spire change-up is going to be a big deal, too. As TLO might not be expecting this.
It's one of those things I'm gonna like say potentially could be a big deal though, because on one hand,
Yeah,
if
right?
TLO is constantly playing defensive, then yeah, he won't see this coming. But with the tunneling claws in mind, ideally TLO's game right now is to get some roaches stuck behind enemy lines into each of the minerals, and if that's gonna be the case, he'll see everything coming. Guru ends up canceling the Spire, by the way.
So, I like that you said potentially, because we just literally saw the game on Frozen Temple, where like the Spire played almost no part in TLO's.
TLO, yeah.
It does have this like great potential, but to get to that potential can be very difficult. There's the burrow and unburrow.
That's just using it to heal. I don't think it's a bad
just healing up. I thought he was gonna he's gonna split him up, but not so. There is a overseer with Guru's army, so there's not gonna be any surprise attacks in that way.
39 roaches to 17 though for TLO, and this is another. Speaking of potential, upgrades may not matter at all when you've just got a numbers lead like this. So TLO just hugs close, pushes in corrosive biles, and so much of TLO's army is like one shot from dead, but it just doesn't seem to go down.
I was gonna say, TLO took a lot of the Corsair Biles, but still ends up winning out with just army, 30 army up.
Like, I think over 80% of his army was in the red for some of that fight.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple more Corsair Biles from Guru. But this might just be the killing blow. Some of his army not taking on the army of Guru might be pushed back again.
It's trying to kill the eggs to prevent the roaches from hatching. It's actually not a bad idea, but you're right. I think this will push TLO back. But still, getting another 10 workers killed on top of the countless many he's already won. I mean, this game, when it's going to come down to macro, is still going to always favor TLO. Not just because of the current state of workers, but again, like that income graph, which had finally evened out. Guru took almost like 12 minutes in this game to even out the income. Now it's all in TLO's favor all over again.
He's about to even out the upgrades of +2 as well, which might just finish before Guru's when the attack happens.
Yeah. I saw, again, if it's a 1 level upgrade difference with roaches being the slow attacking units that they are, I'm not sure how big of a deal that will play, but 40 roaches to 20. TLO comes in, not with the full might of his army. A big rally coming behind this. Guru might be able to, hell, even fend off this initial fight. Seems unlikely, however.
He's burrow microing his roaches. Clever.
TLO is such a nice guy to watch. His, again, like the ultimate when it comes to finesse out of TLO. And he will take game number 2 for it. But that'll tie things up 1 game apiece here in the finals. And, yeah, if you guys are really enjoying the game, if you're really enjoying the players, just a reminder, we've maxed out all the codes for Matcherino. People have made some very generous donations on their own, but if anyone wants to chuck a couple of bucks, understand that the Matcherino money will go directly to the players. But, yeah, we're going to go to a commercial break, and I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. So see you guys in 2 minutes for game 3. Alright folks, we are back. We're in the lobby for Dassen Station. Game number 3 here in the best of 5 finals. And of course, once again, just thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm hoping you guys will stick around for when the broadcast is done. We can show you some love for that sponsored stream we'll be doing immediately afterwards. And I don't know if anyone's actually gone to download the game, but I'm hoping at least 1 or 2 of you have. Not only in terms of, like, because we want you to play with us, but because they gave me a bunch of codes to give away. And these codes are going to be worthless if nobody's playing with us. Regardless, though, we are going to get into game number 3. As I said just now, tied up 1-1. Big thank you again to the folks at Matcherino helping us make this prize pool as awesome as it was. And thank you to the people who donated. Again, big sound offs go to Yohasi, I Prefer Not To, Woofa, and Snark Angel. Plus, there's Zombie Grub. Okay. But, getting into game number 3. Spawn in the bottom, middle right, it's going to be the Green Zerg Guru.
In the top left, as the blue Zerg, he's Lico TLO.
And to answer Arcana Post's question about the tank game, I don't know. I'm imagining we're going to be teaming together. If we have enough people and there's an ability to do custom lobbies, I would totally love to do like Rifkin versus Zombie Grub. Get some subscribers or viewers in on that. Like, we are going to be learning about the game with you guys. This isn't something where they gave us like a crash course and a manual. We've both played the tutorial, and that's pretty much the extent of our knowledge so far.
Yeah, we really know a lot.
The tutorial really wasn't half bad, though, as far as tutorials go. A lot of games, I feel, make it needlessly complicated, and you're like, well, if you have to have a UI, like a tutorial for telling me how to use the UI, I think there's a problem right there.
That's true. I prefer, honestly, games without tutorials in general, though.
Yeah.
I can barely stand StarCraft's, like, campaign tutorial.
I know, but at least they try to integrate it in a way that doesn't seem like they did it good in Legacy. I feel like you just start the game with Colossus and Zealot to like press F2 to A move. Like, okay.
Like, I was actually watching Day9 replay Warcraft. It was like the first mission, and you would have like they would have an entirely different announcer than like the you know, the sounds of the gadget, whatever, in StarCraft 2. I don't remember what they were in Warcraft. But anyway, of the races, it's just a completely different guy, like random guy that was like working at Blizzard at the time. And it'd be like, if you move, you can use a click. And I was like, dang, they really made this Dabby's first RTS.
Yeah, right? In fairness, though, RTSs are... It's interesting because the tutorial goes on focusing how to use the game, I guess. But the part you need to learn is things like builds and, you know, macro, and there's no tutorials for that. And there maybe, like, that would be something that should be tutorialized. StarCraft kind of started to introduce that with the challenges. I kind of like those, but those are also very easily figured out.
No one knows about them.
I know.
That's like another problem.
There's like that in co-op, and it's just like there's all these great aspects of the game, and Blizzard is just like hides these hidden gems that are the best parts of it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so it's Dasan Station, and it's kind of funny to see both players agree to go for the gold bases. But that's kind of where ZvZ has come to, and even in the other matchups with Zerg, they can, with some risk, go for the gold base, but it's still okay.
This is really important. TLO actually made the spine crawler, I think specifically to break the wall down. Too many times you play on this map and have somebody sit behind this mineral line. We've seen one Ravager even get us up to 5 kills because the drones stack up so hard. So TLO's really got to be paying attention, and of course pulls these away to make sure they don't take those hits. Knock down the rocks, also gonna let him get behind this, and he doesn't even lose a single drone for this. That Ravager should go down.
Nice. Yep. Very nicely done. So it's a very interesting dynamic. I mean, this is why I like Dasan Station. I think a lot of viewers like Dasan Station for viewing. For playing, it's...
Oh, this is cool.
Well, not highly liked. Yeah, it was clever.
So I didn't actually know how many lings it would take to kill a Ravager, by the way. Like, we've never seen that. Like, 3, apparently 4 does it. But the rest of them going across the map finds Guru a little bit defenseless. And TLO, okay, there's roaches that will eventually push him back, tries to punish him. Unfortunately, won't get that many drone kills. Not initially, but he's not done yet. He might just run past and go to the natural.
Yeah. Could have also just made more lings go to the natural.
Oh, Guru could have walled that off with that Queen of the Roach. Mistakes are made.
This is why Dasan Station is so interesting to me, though, is that, like, sometimes it seems like if you went for early game lings, why would you bother to? Like, how often they're going to get around and about and killing your naturals? Well, when the rocks are broken down, then lings are actually a lot better than I would say. Instead of going for just roaches, which Guru did. So, it's like, it really flip-flops, in my opinion. It can go well for either style, but it does depend on, I guess, like, basically breaking down the rocks or not. As TLO did, Guru, I feel really, his entire plan kind of got shuffled around. Obviously, the Ravager couldn't do very much. He now has to split up his roaches to make sure that his drones don't die, because as a Zerg player, you can't wall off that back ramp. So you just gotta deal with it.
I love that roaches were left in the mineral line to play super safe with this too, by the way. Not making
he's making the best out of a fairly complicated or just difficult, there we go, difficult situation.
Oh. TLO's got +1 melee finish up now too. That timing's really nice as he gets to surround these roaches. Tries to make the Ravagers to stop the lings. It will screw up their auto attacks, but he says, screw it, if you're not going to fight me there, I'll just fight you over here. And he brings the full might of his army to those front lines.
This is what was actually scary about what TLO was doing.
Jones
he got his own roaches. If Guru had countered, you know, that could have been complicated for him, but it's TLO that pushes the issue and realizes, like, oh, wait a second, I actually do not have as many roaches as you. He's still got 7 drones, bringing them back down to even, and he's still a base ahead now at this point.
Yeah, I mean, TLO's not in a terrible spot. I really wish I would have seen him focus on those Ravagers and kill them back here. That would have won 2 dead ones easily. The Cocoon morph dropping all aggro, or whatever you want to call it, priority targeting, is something that I just don't understand. Like, I don't know why units would just, like, peel off on it, but... Anyways, running down south with more links, he's going to come to that main with 6 more, and hoping that Guru finds this complacent. Unfortunately, sees an Overlord as he runs under it, so... Yeah, he's going to know there'll be defense in place for this. By the way, I know we're talking about, like, life and stuff in chat, guys.
It's all that.
I don't know, it's a bit of an old topic at this point. I don't even know where that would fall under. Like, do I care if people talk about life anymore? Like, I guess don't take it to too many extremes is all I'm asking. Because this is a topic that will get passionate quickly. Anyways, going back for round 2, he's just going to run by and once again find this... Oh, this will actually be a really nice cancel. If the roaches come over to defend this, that'll leave that gold base vulnerable. TLO knows this too. He's going to focus on the evolution chamber, get some shots off on it, maybe deny the +1 range of his opponent. That being said, Guru doesn't save the base, and it goes down over here to the right side. But a big amount of army comes to the main, and Guru consolidates his forces.
Well, TLO feels like he has a lot of control over this game, but Guru is playing the slow and steady style, you know? And that might just work out for him. It sucks about the upgrades not being so far behind for his roaches, but if he can continue playing the safe game, slowly expand to his 3rd.
Oh, by the way,
he'll eventually have the nicer army.
I just went to check because it looked like that was a kill on the hatchery. It was not. That was actually a cancel.
Ah, okay. He's even double expanding. Wow.
I actually kind of feel like being shut down like that, knowing that TLO had that 3rd. Or actually, does he know? Guessing that TLO already has a 3rd. I actually don't think this is a terrible idea to catch up.
Yeah. It is a game about catch-up, though. And I said a better army. I actually just meant the same army. That Guru, you know, at this point, at one point he had a better army. You know, when he pushed TLO's attack back because he just had more roaches. But now it's TLO having swapped entirely into roaches, has the faster upgrades, faster speed, faster base. It's not a game of catch-up. That one, I believe, Guru can do, but is obviously going to be difficult, especially since it's DAS on station. And at any point, TLO could basically decide to attack into him.
Was there any ketchup on your hot dog?
There wasn't, actually. Chicago-style hot dogs are very adamant you cannot put ketchup on them.
I want to just go to America and break the rules. Like, I'm going to eat pizza with a fork and knife, even though I never do. I'm going to put ketchup on everything I find. Like, what else can I do?
That's not just an American thing. It's like the fork and knife thing for pizza.
I know, my cousin does it. I think it's really weird. But hold the phone on that. Yeah, the drones actually corralled, running for their lives, but the roaches may have trapped themselves in the corner of TLO's base. The problem is, all of TLO's armies over here, so there's nothing to stop the push through the front. More roaches and more ravagers coming in, and Guru is in a prime position to just straight up kill TLO's drones. But TLO beats back the northern army. Is this going to be enough left over to beat back the southern fights? The goal base may go down, but
topsy-turvy pretty quickly. And this was talking about DAS on station. I thought that TLO was going to be the one to, like, you know, spring the trap, but it was Guru who was like, okay, time to go. And he did have, at the beginning of this, a 15 army supply lead. Now he's up to 30. So
what I find interesting about losing that base is he did mostly mine it out, and he wasn't relying on it for gas. So I wonder how this really, like, how offset is TLO by this? I mean, the army supply thing's a big deal. Like, it's still 30 supplies, you pointed out. These roaches are just going to get slaughtered through numbers in the middle of the map. This is that auto-attack priority, by the way.
TLO's going to die? Pretty nice growth of vials right there, but it does not make up for 50 army supply disadvantage. And TLO, having such control over the game from those speedlings, ultimately didn't matter. Guru's slow and steady, and that nice multi-pronged attack very quickly turned in his favor, despite being down upgrades and down economy.
Well, that's going to be a 2-1 lead for Guru. We'll see what comes up next. We're going to go to a small commercial break, though, because I have some things I do need to sort out real quick, guys. So we'll be back here momentarily. All right, guys. Wait. So, just addressing a couple things here before we go to the finals. Nope, don't start that yet.
Shit. Awkward.
There is accusations being thrown out by players who aren't in the tournament currently about Guru. These are regular accusations we actually see frequently. And I want to explain a couple things really quick. First off, I'm not saying Guru is or isn't cheating. There's actually no way for me to know that definitively unless I was sitting behind him watching. That being said, it's actually not uncommon for players to be in our chat most of the time while they're playing games. A lot of players will do this actually specifically so that they can see if their names are mentioned. They want to see if people are saying stuff about them. Some people are just really narcissistic and want to take that abuse. I know that I personally am like that too sometimes. But like more often than not, we've had players in our chat more often than not in our chat when we're streaming their series. And I just want to say, like, this decision that Guru must be stream cheating because he's in Twitch chat is not something I find to be at all indicative of anything. What I have asked Guru to do to help dispel doubt, I know it doesn't solve problems, but I have asked if he would mind streaming his remaining games. That way, at the very least, you know, he's not listening to the stream. He's not easily watching it while playing. Like, I'm not saying that this will completely absolve him, but it should help dispel, hopefully, some of the doubt. I don't personally think Guru is cheating. I messaged TLO during this. He says he's seen nothing fishy in the series to make him think that Guru is cheating either. But I know that a lot of people are raising a lot of noise about this, specifically players more than anyone else. So again, we're not looking to disqualify Guru by any means. He's not done anything that's actually impractical. And while some people are saying like Guru has deliberately stream sniped Naniwa and some others in the past, I gotta be honest, guys, like, some of those guys gonna ask for it with the fights they raise, with the shit they disturb, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I'm saying people who would normally stream snipe, say, anyone else might stream snipe a Villo, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like,
also, stream sniping is the same as stream cheating.
That's true too.
As always. So that doesn't stream sniping has always been a rule of like, then you shouldn't stream or you stream with a delay.
Yeah.
If that's like what you're gonna do, and pro streamers have decided not to stream with a delay because they want to talk to people. But
anyways, Guru is live with his stream. It's up on Team Liquid. You guys can figure out what's going on. Again, unless somebody, unfortunately, and this sucks because like even if I was like on board with the Guru hate train, I still don't actually have any proof. There's nothing here that says otherwise. So it is what it is. Both players are now streaming. The casters are streaming. Everybody's streaming. Go check out the various streams on Team Liquid, guys, and let's try and finish up this series. But as stated, and I think this is the biggest part of it for me, TLO said that he hasn't seen anything that warrants fishy behavior when I asked him. And if somebody smart like TLO isn't concerned about it, I'm really not going to be concerned about it. I guess Guru knows what one of the players complaining. Spawning in the bottom right side of the map. He's up 2-1 currently in the finals. It's going to be the green Zerg player, Guru.
in the top left, as the blue Zerg, he is TLO.
And TLO brings up a fantastic point. He's actually going for some really early pull, early gas shenanigans here. I don't agree with what TLO's saying right here because we have seen it more often than not personally, but this may not be the case for all tournaments and all streams. And just for the record, so everyone's aware, we normally do have like a 3-minute delay on our stream more often than not. This is like one of the rare and few times that we don't.
Jeez. Yeah, exactly.
I think the problem is, though, if you do a lot of things that make you look like a stream cheater, even if you aren't, like you would never ever stream cheat a day in your life, but you do all these things like show up in people's chats and piss people off. Like, if it looks like a skunk, if it smells like a skunk, it's probably a skunk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what if it's just that cat that got the white, you know, strip on its back? And
Oh, like the old
That's what he
yeah.
calls it. Yeah,
was that
geez.
Looney Tunes or I can't remember. Pepe Le Pew and his fascination with that poor cat.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is also acting as almost like Bronze League tactics, by the way. Like I don't think TLO's doing this on purpose, but it's like,
you know what?
Yeah, we're having
actually,
a super interesting discussion. Don't think about me cheesing.
What if this was actually just the sickest test? Like TLO, despite what he said earlier, he says he's seen nothing fishy. It's like, well, if I'm early pooling like this on a map that's long like Apotheosis that you wouldn't expect the early pool on, will Guru's defense be blind and perfect? And the answer so far is no. But he has gone for his own pool. He's got gas coming. Like, he should be able to match this. He may take a little bit of damage, but he should be able to match this.
Yeah. I mean, this was not the... This is one of those, like, not quite gasless cheeses, but there's no Bailey Nest. TLO went for the faster speed in his own hatchery as well. That's about halfway done. So speed's gonna kick in, and that's gonna give him a lot of control over the game, but also literally how to decide to take the engagements with the slow lings, and the obviously slow drones that are coming out right now. I think drone lings and queens combined, Guru could save this, but he's gonna lose drones for it.
Five workers go down. This just simply evens it up for the time being for TLO, and even like kind of barely because this hatchery's still not finished yet, but Guru is not in a lot of grave danger. Like, TLO doesn't have a Bailey Nest. Not yet, at least. It's just starting up. And it's just speedlings for the time being. These actually run past everything and go straight to the main. They're going to look for a couple more of those weak drone kills. Target firing down the ones on gas, even. Going here for a couple more, too. So about, how much is that now? 6, 7 drones dead so far.
Mm-hmm.
Considering Guru could have and should have had both the queens on the ramp, too, that should never have actually happened.
Yeah, in an ideal world, would have considered that as possibility. So now down 3 workers. His speed does finish up, so he's even on that again. But now TLO's gonna have a Bailey Nest, and that's gonna provide some pretty damn solid defense. The potential for an attack as well. It's actually a little bit similar to the New Gettysburg game, but instead of Guru not getting, wait, who was it? Well, instead of TLO getting the advantage because he defended, that's what happened. He got the game evened up by doing some nice damage. But as Guru goes for the upgrade, TLO goes for the Baneling Nest. Honestly, this early game decision didn't really influence the New Gettysburg macro game because everything did end up evening out. The +1 didn't give Guru a huge advantage. I think at the time it was Carapace, right? Because TLO got +1 melee, that's right. And so on and so forth, but Guru, with the +1 melee now, I wonder if he's planning on getting quite aggressive once you take a third base on Apotheosis, especially if it's the gold base, it can be really hard to defend both sides, especially
Oh, here comes that baneling.
against speedlings.
It's interesting
Not
that
bad
Guru...
at it.
I think Guru's anticipating a Roach follow-up for this. That or he's just looking to get really aggressive with his own +1. Either way, not quite ready for those banelings. Takes a pretty nasty hit. And TLO, of course, has plenty more where that came from. Guru does not even have his own baneliness to fight with at all. If it was Carapace... If this was Carapace, I could make an argument for defense, but the fact that it's melee makes this really, really tough for him.
Yeah, again, going back to the New Gettysburg game, he decided to go for Carapace. I wonder why he changed it up here. Now, TLO is not...
cheating.
Oh, Jesus. He's not advancing to a Roachborn. Still continuing with the attack, actually, but with droning a little bit here and there. I wonder what his next plan is. It was awkward. If he got like stuck or something.
Yeah.
But Guru's about to have his +1. He is making a swell of lings. He's dealt with the offensive banelings for now, but of course TLO can make more, and of course more on the defensive too. But he might just be able to get... Oh, no. Well, he might be able to get a cancel on TLO's third base at a faster third base of his own.
I think, by the way, as a fun fact, I love this conspiracy theory in chat that this whole stream cheating thing is just this incredibly smart plan from Guru to get stream viewers. Clearly, clearly that's what's happened here, guys. Kill on the base, by the way, not a cancel. TLO feeling the burn for that. But it feels like Guru is playing for a little bit more than just himself now, and with all of the hoopla that's gone on, trying to prove that he can play this game, like, and it's gonna get like, because the thing is, okay, if you are stream cheating, that's things like knowledge of a dark shrine that you never scouted, but you're not gonna be able to micro better because you see what your opponent's doing. So Guru's trying to do what he can to prove himself. Unfortunately, though, he's eating a lot of banelings to the face.
You'd micro worse, right?
Yeah, you're busy looking at the monitor. Yeah.
So that cancel, or kill rather, on TLO's base, I think exactly what Guru was hoping for. Like something like that. Either the cancel, the kill, or eventually getting the drone kills, you know, when it's up and the drones have transferred over. So he could get a faster base. I thought Guru was going to go for his own gold and like kind of revolve his plan around just keeping TLO on the back foot with this better upgrade. But it didn't quite work out that way. TLO's the one now attacking him, and he might just lose his third too.
Well, so it takes a long time to get to the baneliness, which is definitely a problem for this game, but the thing is with that +1 melee, he can chew through the banelings a lot quicker, but most importantly, take TLO's lings on. TLO, who should have been able to, I think in normal circumstances, maybe even consider canceling. I don't know if that would have been a kill for sure, but he's got nothing going for him with these lings now. Baneling in the middle of the brush, doesn't quite catch him off guard as much as he wanted to, and now Guru's ready to go for the counter.
I would say TLO definitely had an advantage after accumulating so many drone kills in the early game, but yeah, he's lost it, I would say. You know, like he had a really good opportunity again, having a baneling nest over Guru, similar to that New Gettysburg game, but instead of advancing his tech to roaches, instead of getting a faster third base, he loses a third base. He's still stuck on lings that aren't upgraded, and Guru's about to have 2 full upgrades ahead of TLO. I don't think TLO's like out of the game or anything. He's still up in army, he's still up in drones, and he has a gold base, not a regular base, but it is scary that these lings are going to be so much more effective for Guru. Oh, these banelings still a little bit useless. Oh, they're going to feel so useless in a second. Okay, the banelings
What's going on here? TLO! Oh, he's stuck to Jones! Love it, scary!
And now Guru has to focus on the other side of the map. No, okay, he's good with Spine Crawler. Gets 3 drones for that.
Yeah, a couple in the back pocket.
Well,
this has been another game though. I feel like that example of how we described these players before the series even began, before any accusations or anything happened. Like, it's brute force versus finesse. TLO is not doing a lot of damage, but he's doing a lot of fancy movements around the map. I love hiding the banelings in the brush. Like, he's doing a lot of things that are very, I think, extra thought went into them. Guru, on the other hand, is just massive lings, +1/+1. It's kind of like almost A-move status at this point. Like, he's knocking it out of the park so far. And let's not forget, TLO's on his last life. Dr. Dario is trying to diagnose himself here, and he's unfortunately not doing so well.
The fact that Guru had 1-1 and TLO's +1 melee still wasn't done contributed to that fight right there, as well as killing the other banelings that are off to the side. Cleans up on the defense. Guru has swung this entirely into his favor. He is now the one that's up in drones and up in army supply, and still with a better upgrade. His banelings are going to be more effective, and his straight-up ling wars are going to be more effective. Oh!
Boom. GG. Guru ends up taking the series 3-1 here in the finals. Congratulations to him. TLO will still walk away today with second place prizing, and of course the prize money will be distributed accordingly, as we did end up raising a little bit more than the initial 200 we had thought we would have for the tournaments. A little bit close to 300 there at the end, so thank you guys for making all of that possible. But now we'll start transitioning into the follow-up stream. So we'll take a few moments here to play some commercials, but when we're back, we'll be playing the Battle Line game. It's a Steam game, first and foremost, so if you guys haven't already downloaded it, make sure to do so. You can get the link from the Twitch info down below. We actually put a widget there, first, front, and center. Click on it. It'll send you to the Steam page. Most importantly, it will tell them that you came from BaseTradeTV and that people are actually watching the stream. So, hey, no view botterinos. And then follow up. Hopefully, you guys will actually come play it with us. Zombie Robbie and I, this is like a fresh take for us. We really haven't seen it. We really haven't played it. We're going to be getting into it for the first time with you guys. So stick around, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. There'll probably be about a 3 or plus minute-ish break, and we'll see you guys when we get back.